From the headlines that move us
to plays on the field and people making a difference,
these are the stories that keep our community strong.
This is the heartbeat of Tampa Bay.
I'm Christopher Ingram.
I'm Nancy Alexander, in for Farina Cezanne.
Nice. You got a little bit backwards, but Serena Fazan.
Serena
of course
Fazan.
You know.
I'm Alex Nancy Ander. And I'll be your fill-in host today.
You're in trouble today.
I'm trouble?
You're in trouble.
Today?
Just a little bit.
Have we met?
Yeah, just a little bit. We have a great guest here today.
Yes, we do.
We have Mary Pat King, who is the CEO of the Girl Scouts of West Central Florida. Welcome, Mary Pat.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited
and she
to be
has
here.
custody of all these.
Yeah.
No, I do.
You do.
Yeah. You can have one, but I get first pick. I get first pick. What's your favorite? You're not going to say what your favorite box of cookies is?
No, because if I say, you'll probably take it. I've always had it bad for the Thin Mints, and you know, I have a technique.
Yeah.
Scraping.
Oh wow.
The chocolate off with your bottom teeth.
I have not heard that before.
And then getting to the cookie.
Yeah.
So it's like a biscuit.
Yeah, I love it.
It'll be on all over TikTok.
I love it.
Just because of having
setting trends.
Been on the show, yeah.
So, Mary Pat, tell us a little bit about what is going on at the Girl Scouts of West Central Florida these days. You guys run a fantastic, huge, multi-troop organization, but you tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so we serve 19,000 people across the 8 counties in our region for our council, and 5,000 of those 19,000 members are active, background checked, and dedicated, committed volunteers who we are celebrating this month. It's April, and we just appreciate so much our volunteers and the extraordinary time and talent they give to our girls every single day. So right now it's Volunteer Appreciation Month, and it's our celebration time of our Girl Scouts. In general, we have so much to celebrate from the past year. Mm-hmm. And they just finished their cookie season, had a great season. We have some top sellers who will be celebrated on a statewide conference call next week with all of the Girl Scouts across Florida.
How big of a deal is it from a fundraising standpoint for the Girl Scouts? Like, what percentage of funds for Girl Scouts come from selling cookies?
Believe it or not, 70% of our revenue.
Wow.
70?
And that is something.
No kidding.
You should just be a cookie company.
It's my job to change that, right? Like that's not great for us in the long run because the cost of the goods, the cookies, has increased, right? And we don't want to put the burden of that on the girls. We want to make sure that the girls sell the cookies for the programmatic experience. They are entrepreneurs, and in that program, they goal set, they make marketing plans, they navigate their own supply chains, and that's what they gain from it. Every time you're a Girl
incredible.
Scout
They
dad.
business
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, all 3 of my girls are Scouts. My oldest, Casey, was a Gold Award recipient.
Yes, and you know, the thing that they gain is that confidence. Just this past weekend, I was at the Sarasota Film Festival, and they had Cookie Queens, which is a new documentary that just came out at Sundance Festival, and it will be rolling out in theaters later this year. And this movie was amazing. For 90 minutes, I smiled and I laughed and I cried, and it showed that grit and perseverance and confidence building in real life. Seeing girls go from Girl Scouts to entrepreneurs in 6 weeks, it was just such an extraordinary movie. I hope you see it.
I was not a Girl Scout.
No,
I was the very youngest of 5 children. So my parents were over it by the time they got to me.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to
See, you don't go into Girl Scouts, you end up in radio.
I've ended up in worse places than that. What does scouting do for a young woman?
So Girl Scouts creates that girl-only environment where she can really overcome fears, where she can build healthy, positive relationships, where she can explore her passions. We are girl-led, and that means that every girl has a different experience. In your own family, their vests, even if they were in the same troop, would look very different because each girl decides what she wants to experience. We're not blocked into a curriculum. Okay. We have an array of options. We have girls who decide to pursue that ambitious Gold Award route where they want to make a sustainable change. we have girls like my daughter, who's a 10th grader right now, who really wants to go the adventure route. She likes to go hiking and whitewater rafting and Appalachian mountain trails, and that's her Girl Scout fun.
The sashes that I so envied, with all the patches on them in grade school.
Yeah.
And those are all earned?
Yes.
Is that a skill that a Girl Scout has mastered?
A skill or an experience. So I think it's, I will say that each time it captures a core memory, right? Girl Scouts is about creating core memories, skills building. So you might see pins that look like, a little red cross, right? Well, that's a first aid pin. You might see a sewing machine. Well, they mastered the skill of sewing. Entrepreneur, you see dollar signs, right? They have mastered the skills building of that. And so on the front, you see the skills. On the back, it's the fun.
Experiences.
It's the experiences that either their troop provided or our council provided, or they went beyond our council to other councils or to Girl Scouts USA or Global Girl Scouts to experience.
With everything that you have to offer, and it seems like you can accommodate almost any interest.
That's what I love about our Girl Scouts.
That's where the 5,000 volunteers come in, I would imagine.
It's true, and our volunteers are both the people who spend the time with the girls, and the program partners who come and say, we will do a program for you in our area, right? So we have program partners across the footprint. We have a troop experience guide where a Girl Scout leader can say, what do you want to experience? Like I know in your daughter's troop, just from my own experience with them, that they are they were very much into a mariner experience. Like they were very interested in water, adventure, and high awards. I remember that. And so I'm certain that their troop leader, Susan, sat down and thought, what do we need to do to create something that the girls will love so they stay in Girl Scouts? Your daughter graduated in 12th grade as a Girl Scout. I'm sure she started very young.
She started like 5.
Yeah.
Why are you not bragging more about the fact that she was a gold?
Well, a gold award winner.
What did she?
We're bragging about it now.
Yeah.
What is
Well, she learned leadership skills and interaction with adults, and her project was to collect and donate books to underserved populations in South Tampa.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
literacy.
really cool.
We have about 12,000 Girl Scouts, and as soon as you started telling her story, I leaned in. I was like, I know her because of that incredible difference that she makes.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
What are the odds? It's a small world.
The connections that happen here.
So I remember reading years ago that something like, 89% or 92% of all members of Congress, or maybe it was Fortune 500 CEOs that are women, were Girl Scouts. Can you clarify what those figures are?
So all but one Supreme Court justice, and I think it's like 85% of Congress,
that's about what
women
I
in
remember,
Congress.
yeah.
And then I don't know the exact number for Fortune CEO, but many.
Yeah.
And I even know some of my own CEOs around this community, right? So many of the extraordinary women that in the Tampa Bay region will say they got their start in Girl Scouts.
Cool.
One of the stories I absolutely love is Tampa Bay Fire Chief. She often talks about her Girl Scout story and how it built skills and resiliency, and Tampa City Fire Chief. And I just love that story. Dr. Tanja Williams is another one from St. Pete College. She tells her Girl Scout story all the time.
That's great.
No kidding.
How does a young lady, a girl, however old, my kids all started in when they were 5 or 6, I think, as brownies. What are the age requirements? Can you start late? And how does someone find a troop if they're
Can
not
I start
familiar with
now?
someone?
Yes, as a volunteer, we welcome you in.
I want to get into scouting. I want to sash.
So we have, like you said, age 5, it's really that kindergarten year. We are recruiting right now in the pre-K range. We have a Get Ready with Girl Scouts program where families who have pre-K students, pre-K girls, can sign up for a Get Ready with Girl Scouts kit that gets mailed to them. And throughout the summer, they have these character building activities they can do with their children, as well as access to local events and activities that are designed for getting them ready for that Girl Scout Daisy experience. We have a team of bilingual staff who help to support troop placement. So that means that they think about the parents' time and where they're located and what they want for their girl in this experience. Maybe they really want that outdoor experience. Well, that troop placement person helps to find that. Maybe they know their family's not so outdoorsy and they want a different experience. They'll go that route. So it's really a very relational approach. And a Girl Scout can be a Girl Scout starting at any time in that K through 12 span. But we know for sure that when they start early, they get the maximum experience. Just yesterday, I talked with a Girl Scout who started as a cadet, and she's on her way to being a Gold Award Girl Scout. That means she started in middle school. Wow. And that is, we welcome Girl Scouts of all ages.
Are the wee ones still brownies?
There's daisies and brownies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're all part of Girl Scouts.
And they are.
They're different names
They're
for
all
younger
Girl
groups,
Scouts.
So,
yeah.
And what do you guys do? I would imagine it's a challenge in some lower socioeconomic communities that are underserved to get parents and volunteers, and then you recruit girls to be part of the troops. How do you guys address that?
Yeah, so we serve 2,500 Girl Scouts across our region through more of a staff-led or partner-led model that's funded by organizations like Juvenile Welfare Board and Children's Board and Sperlino Foundation and Kahn Foundation and United Way Central Florida. They give us funding so that we can have our staff be the troop leaders. Okay. So, there's a lot of places like the Family Resource Center on Deafness that's not too far from here, or the Maddie Williams Center, or the Pinellas County Family Resource Center's Juvenile Welfare Board makes it possible for all of the girls to have Girl Scouts membership, to have that vest or sash, to get the high quality programming delivered by a trained staff person, and to also have experiences like our STEMapalooza that we hosted 2 weeks ago.
What's that?
That is an event, it was hosted at Hillsborough College, Brandon campus. We bused some of the kids there from our community troops, and we served about 1,200 Girl Scouts at that event. And it's experience
Was
after
it a challenge
experience.
of some kind?
Yeah, it's probably 40 different, think like an expo, but 40 different STEM learning experiences provided by companies.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to see young women in
career
STEM programs.
exploration. So like TICO was there, and TGH was there, and iCode was there, really giving different experiences so that the girls could have hands-on learning. And also what's cool is it's at Hillsborough College, so parents also saw what was available at Hillsborough College. Cool. And I'm hopeful that someday we'll hear this story that a parent who attended that event was inspired to pursue continuous learning.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. The amount of lives that you've touched.
Yeah.
And now what young women are experiencing culturally, they're thinking that OnlyFans is a career.
Yeah.
We
really try to create that diversity of careers that are out there for them. If they're passionate about it, they should consider all the options of what that career can be. And sometimes it's not a four-year college path. Sometimes it's a certification.
Sure.
Sometimes it's enlisting in the military.
Sure.
And we're encouraging and opening and create opportunities for all. Next week we will be going, or 3 weeks, Soft Week. Are you familiar with Soft Week in Tampa? So Special Operations MacDill, they host Soft Week, which it's probably 20,000 people from across the country come to Tampa for this.
They do down at the water
down with the helicopter and everything.
Yeah.
So we get to take 15 Girl Scouts who are interested in pursuing a military career to have a behind-the-scenes experience.
You never know that somebody, they could click with somebody.
It did last year.
And you could end up with a pilot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That is exactly right.
I was a Cub Scout.
Yeah.
I never became a Boy Scout, but I was a Cub Scout. And I'm familiar, and I had a lot of friends that, were Cub Scouts and even Eagle Scouts. The Cub Scouts kind of did I don't even know what you call it, a 180, a 360, whatever, a few years ago, and they now allow girls into the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts. How did that affect the Girl Scouts?
It really hasn't affected us because if you want that more co-ed experience, you can have that co-ed experience, or you want what the Cub Scouts offers is a completely different program model. We're similar in values, right? Like use resources wisely, be kind, like all the values are similar, but the way we implement it is totally different in that our Girl Scouts are girl-led. Our program's been around since 1912. It's always been for girls, always based on what works for girls. And so we have some girls who go to do both. And every time they tell me that, I'm like, you go get every opportunity you can.
Sure.
That is awesome. But for us, it hasn't really affected our membership or the quality of our experience in any way.
Well, I love that you guys have maintained your core values since inception. And I'm a girl dad, only boy, and I'm glad that my girls got that all girl, female-led experience. I think that's important.
Well, you know that the second troop,
dad. Clearly.
Well, and if you know his kids, you would know that Casey is an amazing girl. So.
Well, he's involved.
Yeah. You know, the second troop of the nation started at Hyde Park United Methodist Church, and then in St.
Kitts.
So we have quite a history here in Girl Scouting, and again, amazing women like Betty Castor, for example, like speaks about her Girl Scout experience.
And she loves to wear green too.
Yeah.
Are these boxes empty?
No. And I have dibs on one of those.
Okay.
One of the things that's so important about these cookies is that they help us to fund our 4 camps in our leadership center. And our 4 camps, we have over 1,000 acres, 168 buildings, 16 horses,
How old are the scouts before they go off to camp?
Oh, they have day experiences as early as 5. Yes, we have Daisy Days. Daisy Days at each of our camps, yes. Just this weekend, actually, Tampa Bay Water was there doing a water conservation program. The majority of kids who were there were in K through 4.
Wow. That's
and that takes a brave little girl to separate from her family and go with her other family.
I think sometimes that's the key about Girl Scouts is it's a beautiful thing, especially in those early years, that you can experience with your daughter. So we do have a lot of families who join and participate in those kinds of activities. And then as they get older, they want more of the independence, and that's when you'll see that they aren't as involved. So.
Okay, I got a question. 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
One, as a Girl Scout, what is your best memory? And 2, my second question is, what's your most rewarding situation in your current role as CEO as the Girl Scouts of Greater Central Florida?
I think one of my best memories is probably selling Thin Mints to my dad. Just because my dad...
You made your dad pay.
He's
that girl.
Right. Well, he's my mentor. He was my mentor, and I admired so much. I wanted to be a businessman like him. Okay. Like, I really knew I wanted to go into business, right? As a little kid, I wore a blazer when I was like in 4th grade, right? I always wanted that route, and he was my mentor throughout my career. Cool. And so Thin Mints, every time I see a Thin Mint box, I do think of him. It was his favorite. He always bought Thin Mints, had them in the freezer pretty much year round. So, and he used to sing the Girl Scout songs to us and such. So I think that it really ties to those memories with my dad supporting us as Girl Scouts, because he was a girl dad, 3 girls, and he was like, he was the Rotary president when they didn't allow girls in. And his speech, he made us come to it, and his speech was all about how he was going to change that. It was like in the early 80s. And he was like, part of what I hope to do during my time is start to move toward allowing our girls to be part of Rotary Club. And he said, because I want my daughters to be Rotarians. And fast forward many years later, my sister's been a Rotary president already.
That's awesome.
Right? So I think he was a change maker for women.
You come from a great family, too.
I do, yes.
So both of you should teach seminars.
But I think my most rewarding thing is that I have this connection to these amazing young women who I see grow up. I have this personal goal. I don't know if I'll achieve it, but I'm working toward it. I have Girl Scouts I know from that first year, March 2020, who were kindergartners, and they're 6th graders now. And I'd like to see them cross the bridge to adulthood. That's kind of my goal in my own personal week. When I have a bad day, I think about some of those Girl Scouts that I know who I am so proud of, and I've seen their growth. Girl Scouts like Mia, Girl Scouts like, I see their growth, and I want to be there for them when they get their high awards. And so that's one thing. And then the other thing that I think is super rewarding is seeing these Girl Scouts who have graduated college. I'm thinking of another girl, Bree Weaver, who is graduating from FSU this year. I think she was the same year as your daughter. And she was on our board of directors, and she's such a smart person. And she's going off, and she wants to be a nurse anesthesiologist, and she's like connecting with TGH, and she's doing all these amazing things. And I'm bragging about her again because I get to see that impact firsthand.
It's not an accident or a coincidence.
It's so wonderful. And and they credit Bree, a couple of years ago, contacted me and said, Miss Mary Pat, would you write a letter for me? I'm applying for a scholarship to do a semester abroad, and they only give it to Girl Scout alum.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I'm like, absolutely. I'm still in the process of writing letters for the Girl Scouts that I've known who've even moved on, and that's very rewarding.
Mary Pat, where can people learn more about Girl Scouts of Greater Greater Central.
Girl Scouts West Central Florida.
West Central Florida.
So it's gswcf.org, gswcf.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. We are very active in all parts of the 8 counties, from Marion County all the way down to Hillsborough and over to Polk and everything west. So
very good. Well, we thank you for your service to the girls.
Thank you.
I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you. I so appreciate.
Thanks a lot. Every story shared
adds another heartbeat to Tampa Bay.
From courage to community.
We're proud to tell the stories that keep our neighborhood strong.
Thanks for watching The Heartbeat of Tampa Bay.
Bay.
She's filling in for Serena, but she's doing a great job.